Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review.
Upon further review,
And in this edition, we talk about the Tennessee Titans versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Titans are going to Kansas City to face the Chiefs in Arrowhead. That's September 7th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch that on CBS. And this year, the Tennessee Titans got a new coach in Ken Whisenhunt. As we all know, Whisenhunt led the Cardinals to the Super Bowl a few years ago. So that should be an upgrade from a coaching perspective there in Tennessee. And he should get their defense somewhat in order. But they definitely have a lot of questions on offense. Jake Locker will be starting, but will he be able to stay healthy? And what kind of production will he give if he is healthy? That remains to be seen, as we've never actually seen what Jake Locker can really do in the NFL, as he's struggled with injuries in his short career. They also saw the exodus of Chris Johnson as he went off to the Jets. So it'll remain to see what kind of running game Tennessee has. Of course, Bishop Sankey is moving up their depth chart there. He's the rookie. He went from the third spot to the second spot. See what kind of touches he gets in this game. They're going up against a really tough Kansas City defense. I think Kansas City's defense is probably one of the most underrated defenses in the league. I'm surprised not to really hear a lot of people talking too much about this Kansas City defense. The Chiefs, really what happened last year, they started off 9-0, and when they fell apart was because they had injuries. So those key injuries to some key players on their defense is what really hurt the Chiefs last year. Of course, in this game, they're not going to have Dwayne Bowe. They've got some issues on their offensive line as well. So, and at running back, they have Jamal Charles, but it's going to be Smith and Charles really on offense. But their defense is going to be full strength. And when the Kansas City defense is at full strength, it is a tough defense to score on. And with the Titans' offense as weak as it is, I don't really see the Titans putting up much points. I'd be kind of surprised if they even reach the end zone in this game. Of course, the Chiefs might struggle as well on offense due to the fact that they have such a weak receiving core, being that Dwayne Bowe is not going to be able to play in this game, and he is really their top receiver. Of course, Andy Reid's never really put much of an onus on receivers, and even when he's had star receivers, he hasn't had much of an issue with letting them go. The receiver can tend to be one of the more overrated positions. Really, the issue that I'd be more concentrated on is that offensive line in Kansas City, because as we know, games are won and lost in the trenches, and that's what it's going to come down to, is what happens in the trenches. If Alex Smith has enough time, he'll be able to find whatever targets are there. Smith might not be much of a gunslinger, but he doesn't make too many interceptions because he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Jamal Charles is fully capable of catching the ball out of the backfield. Of course, the Titans are going to be keying on Charles, as he's going to be the top playmaker in this game. But even so, he's so talented. Even though he has had some issues with, he's a little banged up. I think it's his hip, from what I was reading. But I still expect Jamal Charles to find the end zone at least once in this game. And even a few field goals should be all the Chiefs are really going to need. It's probably going to be a low-scoring game. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends 10-6 in favor of Kansas City. Then again, you never know. Kansas City might just start getting rolling, and once they get rolling, it's hard to stop the Chiefs. But this should be a pretty tight defensive battle with these two teams, and there's not much of a doubt in my mind that Kansas City's going to win. Of course, I was watching ESPN the other day, and they were saying that I guess the top pro bettors are going with the Titans. That was according to Colin Cowherd. And they're saying that the top professional bettors like the Titans in this game, being that the spread's 3.5. I'm not really talking about the spread. I was actually shocked to see that. I was like, I can't believe that even these people who rely for their life, their income is relying on betting, that they would bet on the Titans against the Chiefs. I mean, maybe that should be a wake-up call, but no, I really think that they need to wake up, because the Chiefs are very underrated and unrespected. I know a lot of people thought it was a fluke last year that they were 9-0, but it was not a fluke. They were very talented team. Alex Smith is underrated. Jamal Charles, if you don't know, he is one of the best backs in the league, and he's very versatile. I mean, he's one of the best backs that we've seen since Marshall Faulk in terms of versatility and coming out of the backfield and being able to catch the ball. So and that defense, like I said, that defense of Kansas City is just dominant. When they're healthy, when they're on point, they do not let up points. They do not let up touchdowns. So we'll see if Kansas City can pick up where they left off, and if they can bounce back from their second half struggles from last year, but if they can play more like they did in the first half when they were healthy. So if they can be healthy, Kansas City can challenge Denver for the division title. I actually think Kansas City will win the division title in that AFC West, which is a tough division, tougher than people realize. The Chargers are going to be very competitive this year, and the Raiders are not pushovers. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they will play some good games. As I said, for this game, I see the Chiefs beating the Titans. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show.